Welcome to this presentation. Namaste. I'm speaking to you from the foothills of the Himalayas, and I have been drawn to speak because of all the major upheavals in the world today. There have been so many major shifts, so many fluctuations, so many instabilities on Earth that I just felt I had to speak about this. And so I decided to give this presentation, and thank you so much for coming. We see at present in the world there's a major shift going on. There's so many upheavals, tornadoes, floods, fires we're seeing all over the world. It indicates that there's a major shift going on in the world, and there seems to be we seem to see the warring forces between negativity and positivity. We seem to see that the world is going through great trials and great tribulations. But I know that there's a new world order on the horizon. There's a new level of positivity aching to be born on earth. And it's actually moving in that direction in spite of the incongruities that we see on the surface of life. There seems to be an apparent dichotomy between what's the negative forces, the forces which are trying to pull life in the direction of destruction, and the positive forces which are trying to give birth to a new order, a new level of harmony and integration, a way of life in which people are living in accordance with the laws of nature. So there's this clear dichotomy between the violation of natural law and the desire to live in harmony with all the laws of nature. So I feel that there's actually a new world being born. It's almost like a mother when she's giving birth to a child. She has to go through a period of labor in which there's a great hardship, there's a feeling of great pain, but on the other hand, what's happening is a new life is being born. And I feel that in the same sense, on planet Earth, a new life form is being born, a new life in which we can take care of ourselves and live a life in tune with natural law. So that in the past, when we focused so much on the physical material value of life to the detriment of the inner wholeness of life, now that inner spiritual value is arising again, and people are beginning to see that life is not just made up of matter and physical values, but there's a level of energy which interconnects all life forms on earth. And that's that inner wholeness of life is what's resurfacing in people's awareness. So I feel that the collective consciousness of humanity is waking up. There's a resurgence of a new order. And just as the poet Rumi said once, in order for a new building to be erected, they must first destroy the old one. So the old principles of life in which we lived life as if we were segregated and isolated from each other, and which only me and mine mattered, that way of life is being overcome now, and a new way of life in which we are living for each other, in which we are living a life in which we want to give and we want to support each other, and we want to find a way of supporting our health so that we don't have to always rely on outside forces. So people are trying to take control of their health and trying to find out what they can do to begin to live a life in which they can move forward and enjoy life in fulfillment, in harmony, in integration, and in a life of happiness. And so I feel that we're really moving in this direction. There's a positivity stirring on earth, and it's like it's washing away all the old forms of negativity. And all we have to do is believe in this new life that's coming and add our own voice to that, to usher in that new way of life, that way of life in which everyone is living a life which is beginning to add to the unified wholeness, the life that's going to lead to greater happiness, not only for ourselves, but for our planet, for the earth, for the waters, for the forests, for the air, for every aspect of life is going to be supported when we begin to live in harmony with natural law. So this is the life that's coming for us, and I feel that the pain that we're experiencing is, as Khalil Gibran once said, it's just the breaking of the shell that encloses our understanding, and it's only the beginning of the opening up. The shell is cracking, and the new seed of life is about to be born. So the old principles are vanishing and the new principles are taking hold. So I think that we all have to celebrate inside and realize that we're moving in that direction which we all inwardly desire. And we're moving in the direction of greater wholeness. And all we have to do is let go of our fear, because fear cannot help us. Fear can only hold us back. And instead of fear, we have to open our hearts to love and to enjoy and to help each other, support each other. Because the only antidote to fear is love. And as we open our hearts more and more to love, we'll find that we have the support for what we want. And we begin to move in the direction of wholeness and integration. And we begin to have our desires fulfilled. So I invite everyone to usher in this new age and move in that direction, and know that we're all our striving, all our desires, all our deepest wishes are going to be fulfilled, and the earth is going to rejoice in this new wave, this new emergence, this new resurgence of positivity. It's on the way, and we can support it by everything we do. Just know that in our hearts, we're moving in that direction, and all we have to do is open our hearts to love and to joy, and every wave of happiness spreads into the whole universe and helps uplift the world. So thank you so much for coming, and we're going to move more and more in that direction, and I shall do what I can to speak to you as often as possible. But thank you so much for coming, and namaskar, and very best wishes until we meet again. Very best wishes to you. Namaskar from the foothills of the Himalayas.